One take. I'm only doing this once. First, we'll start with this robot. I built this thing. It took about 10 hours. I didn't have any instructions. I figured it out. These are little servo motors. I sort of know what those do. They come in all kinds of sizes because we use them at my job. We use big ones, little ones, and they do about the same thing, all of them. Stop, go, on, off to certain elements. So I put this thing together. It's got infrared receivers for a remote. It's got a wireless receiver. It's got, and it's called a Pixie board. Similar, it's a counterfeit of a Uno. Similar to a Raspberry Pi type of situation. It did not come with batteries, but it takes normal batteries just like a vape. That's why I know what they are. Segways have groups of these batteries. Tesla's batteries is just a bunch of these little things in there wired right. So pretend it wasn't hard to build. I am pretty proud of myself. I think I put this thing together pretty good for no instructions. It works. It's wired up. Figured it out. Wire management could be a little better, but it could be a lot worse too. So, with that being said, we'll set him down. And then we'll go over this part. So, with lots of digging, you had to find the certain code for that certain robot that I didn't have instructions for. So I had to search pieces to find out what pieces went to what robot to find the code. So I found the code. The code is outdated. The code is also full of errors. It had like 50 errors. So I had to figure that out too. But I found it. I loaded it. And then I found out how to run it. You can't run it on old Python. You had to run it on updated Python, which is kind of strange because it's old code. But whatever. It ended up working. So then, we can run this several different ways. We can run this thing with a little infrared remote. We can run it from a phone. We can run it wirelessly from a computer, which is what I'm going to demonstrate. Wirelessly is through its own teeny little Wi-Fi network because it has a little Wi-Fi receiver. I'm sending out. It's not for internet. It's to control this robot only. So, let's figure this out. Told you I'm doing this first try. So, we got this. I'm also going to go through a lot of the problems. First things first, you go into the driver. You match up to your driver. I want Windows. I was trying to run this not on my laptop, on the school computer, but it is an Apple that's a dual boot running Windows, so it didn't know what to do. I couldn't run it on the Mac boot up. I couldn't run it on the Windows boot up. So these drivers I had to do on myself. So we go back. Libraries. Here's our libraries. Writing the code. The libraries were out of date. These libraries that were made for this and this company didn't even work. I had to find libraries from third parties just to make this work. But I did it and figured it out. So, back. That was probably the biggest problem. Then you go in here. You gotta find your IP. There's my IP. Boom. Here's my Python code. I have to run it on my updated Python. Now, I have to turn this little bugger on without him hitting my fingers. There, he's on. Now, I have to connect to his Wi-Fi, which is incorrectly labeled. Let's connect. When this turns blue underneath, we're able to connect. Give it a minute. Alright, it's blue. We're connected. We're good to go. You ready? Let's turn him around. I mean, it worked. That's all we wanted, right? We'll make him turn all the way around. Now we'll back him up. There you go, little buddy. Back it up. 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 Well, that's it. He can go on his own. And supposedly he stops and turns when he sees stuff. I almost cussed. Now he'll go forward again. Or he'll keep turning. Now he'll go forward. But now I got to. Now he's done. That's the display. Yay.